It's Super Bowl week, and unfortunately, the 49ers aren't playing in it. But the offseason is getting underway. There's been some coaching changes. We're going to get into that later in the week. Some of my thoughts on that. But it's Mock Draft Monday, man. Every Monday, we're going to come on here. We're going to do a mock and talk through it. And y'all can kind of hear my thought process behind everything. And I can get y'all on, bring y'all on live, man. You know what it is. San Francisco 49ers Morning Show. Let's go.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Aaron Crocker. Over midfield, he'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Cross Talk TV podcast. Peace. Welcome to another episode of the San Francisco 49ers Morning Show. I'm your host, former NFL and AFL defensive back, Eric Crocker, man. You know what it is, man. It's Mock Draft Monday. We're going to get into it every Monday. I'm going to bring y'all on. We're going to talk about it. I see my guy Symmetry 7 says it's Black History Month as well. He's talking about something else, but it is Black History Month. So maybe what we'll do is we'll start kind of coming on and talking about some opening with some Black History thoughts, man. That'll be something pretty cool. But Mock Draft Monday, we're going to get into it, rebuilding the 49ers and how do we do it? And I'm really excited to kind of talk about my draft philosophy because I think it's definitely, I don't want to say it's different than everybody else, but I definitely have my thoughts on building it. So we're going to get into that. I've already seen some people like rebuild the secondary. Like we're going to get into all that more and some of the things that I prioritize. I definitely want to get y'all on to also talk through some of these picks. All right. So this is going to be a good one. We are going to be using the Draft Network's mock draft simulator, mock draft machine. That's probably one of my favorites. Nice, clean, no trades. And this won't include the additional third round this year and next year that the 49ers get for Mike McDaniel. Obviously, unless you're sleeping under a rock, you know that McDaniel has been hired. He took the job, be the Miami Dolphins head coach. So that's an interesting one, like quirky kind of dude, man. And I'm interested to see how people follow him. I have heard some people be like, are people going to follow him? And I'm like, man, if you look at or listen to some of the way that the 49ers players talk about him, I think he won't have an issue having people follow him. It sounds like Kyle Juszczyk, big time believer in him. Sounds like he was following them and everybody else in that running back room. So we'll see. I'm excited about that for him. That's awesome. Anytime you see someone kind of elevating their game, I always salute that big time. And before we really get started, man, make sure you guys, get those flames rolling in. I see them coming in. 5 flames if you're feeling great. I see the flames already coming in. You know it is, man. Mental health check every morning. Here we go. I see all the flames coming in. Everybody's feeling good. And that's awesome because I'm not going to lie. I kind of been in like this little funk ever since the 49ers lost to the Rams. Like the Rams did look like the better team on the field. They did. They looked like the better team, but it was just like 49ers are winning. You're up 10. Like, okay, even if you're not the better team right now, like you're playing better in this moment, capitalize on that. And the 49ers couldn't. And, I just look at all those things like that, like missed opportunities. And that was definitely a big missed opportunity for the 49ers. So that was tough. That was tough. Dion was interesting. People are saying he's a minority coach, which I'm confused. So Dion is alluding to Mike McDaniel, and he's multiracial, which I've never heard that term before. I've only heard of biracial, which it makes sense, right? Because bi is only 2. Multi is more than 2, I guess. So he's more than one thing, which I mean, my son Juice, my big 14-year-old, his mom is half Puerto Rican, half Filipino, and then obviously I'm black. So he's multiracial, which I probably been calling him biracial this whole time. I guess it's just something you kind of get accustomed to saying, and it's like hella wrong. So if you really look at McDaniel, then you see it. But if you just view him as like, all right, he's whatever Kyle Shanahan, those guys are, you'll just see this little white guy that, that's what he looks like. And kind of find out he's mixed. And if you start to look at him again, or if you look at pictures of him when he had like short hair, you can see it. So, and as my guy Symmetry 7 says, he's black. And we all know. So typically, like, so my kids, right? I have my son D, he's half black, half white. My daughters, they're half black, half white. And typically what we say is, like, if you are half black, you're black. Like, that's how people see you. They see you as a black person. Like, they're gonna see my daughters, although they are mixed, uh, they're black. My son D, like, they're gonna, like, you're black. And when you look at McDaniel, it's like that's not what goes through your mind. Like, you don't look at him and be like, "You're black," like, you know what I'm saying. So I guess it's interesting. I think it kind of threw everybody off a little bit, threw me off a little bit too. I didn't find out until yesterday. I was listening to Greg Papa on KMBR, and Greg Papa was like, "Yeah, Mike McDaniel, if he signs somewhere, if he gets hired somewhere, like, 49ers get draft picks," and I was like, "What?" Mike McDaniel, that's a white dude. And come to find out, he is not. And I think it was Deadspin that called him a white dude as well. And they had to come back and apologize. And I didn't see that. I think he got hired maybe an hour after I had tweeted that out. Like, hey, 49ers get multiple picks for him. I had no idea. But yeah. They're probably I wonder if they're gonna do some like revisiting that rule. Like, do you have to have a certain percentage of, you know what I'm saying? Do you have to look a certain way? I don't know. That's because he could have went into, if nobody knew, he could go into, and obviously the rule of this thing is, get people hired, minorities, stuff like that. He could go into a room and you in an interview and you not know that he's black. Like it wouldn't even cross your mind. Like, when I look at him, it does not even cross my mind until I found it. And then now it's like I'm looking like real close. Like, I see it. I see it. Like, but you gotta, like, I think you kind of gotta know. So that's interesting. But 49ers, they benefit off of that. And yeah, pretty cool. But anyways, it's mock draft Monday. So we're gonna get into it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen. We'll talk through some of my draft philosophies. Obviously, I think everything is build around Trey Lance. Build around Trey Lance. Whatever that is. If it's a great defense, great run game, passing game, we'll get into a little bit more of that. I wanted Pep Hamilton. I put a video out. I've already seen over 7,000 of y'all watched it, but I put it out last night. But I wanted Pep Hamilton. He's the quarterback whisperer. He's the guy that, he's been a quarterback coach and offensive guy since 1997. He was he was quarterback coach for a long time. He also coached in 2006. He was 49ers quarterback coach with Alex Smith. Now, I know that didn't work out too well, but Alex Smith, I think he had a lot more issues than just a quarterback coach. He had 7 different offensive coordinators in 7 years, including a different quarterback coach with Pep Hamilton. So that whole thing didn't work out. But 2010, I think that's when he started coaching with Stanford. But 2011, 2012, he was offensive coordinator and quarterback coach for Andrew Luck. And then he must have done such a great job working with Andrew Luck and getting the most out of his talent that the coach said, you know what, let's bring Pep Hamilton with him. So they drafted Andrew Luck #1 overall. They brought Pep Hamilton there, and he was Andrew Luck's offensive coordinator and quarterback coach for his first 4 years of his career. And I think they had a coaching change, and then maybe that's when Pep split. And then a little bit after that, you see the Chargers situation with Anthony Lynn. So I thought that made sense with having Lynn, knowing him, bringing Pep Hamilton. They worked together. They also were together, obviously, with the Chargers, and they had Justin Herbert and understanding how to prepare him and get him ready and what goes into that and having the patience and things like that. And obviously Anthony Lynn was like, Tyrod Taylor's our starter no matter what. And then the doctors were like, not today. They poked him with the needle in his lung, and they had to play Justin Herbert. And then eventually he ended up excelling and doing extremely well. Went with him for the rest of the year. And then just as last year, Pep Hamilton with the Houston Texans and kind of what he's done with our guy, Davis Mills, and making him look like a serviceable guy. And this is a guy who, I actually really like Davis Mills. I liked him pre-draft. I thought if there were, I remember some people were like Mac Jones at 12, and I'm like, you know what? I would rather take a skill position player at 12 and then draft Davis Mills day 2. And that was kind of my life. If they were going to be at 12, pass on Mac Jones, take Davis Mills. Maybe I would have been wrong. Maybe Mac Jones just saw him in the Pro Bowl. So excellent season. But yeah, Pep Hamilton. I think that's a guy I would love to see the 49ers have. What's up? But Pep Hamilton sounds like Jacksonville Jaguars might get to him before the 49ers. So probably not going to work. But anyways, let's get into this mock draft. All right. So listen, man, y'all going to come on here. Y'all going to mock draft with me. Maybe I'll bring one person on to help me with each pick. I'll do that. All right. So here's the link right now. If you want to come on and help with the mock. All right. If you're on Twitter, leave Twitter. Head over to YouTube right now. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. All that good stuff. And make sure you guys listen to Locked On 49ers as well. With myself, Brian Peacock. Listen to Locked On the NFL Draft, especially since it's draft season. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Do all that good stuff. Locked On 49ers, man. We had a good conversation last night. Episode's been kind of long lately, like 40 minutes. You know, that's long for us. And a lot of good content, man. It's hard for us to get off. Do you see the team moving on from Scangarello if Pep comes in? That's the tough part. Maybe Scangarello moves on from himself, like for the 49ers and goes to Miami with McDaniel. Maybe Scangarello goes with McDaniel. Typically that's how it happens, right? All right, so here we go. It hurts. It's painful to have that Super Bowl logo right there, knowing the 49ers. Right? It's close. This close. But we're about to build around the 49ers and get us over the hump. So I don't think hold on one second, Joe. All right, there we go. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna bring one person on, and they're gonna help me pick. All right, remember, there's no trades in this. I'm not trading. This does not have the 3rd round pick that you get for McDaniel. All right, so there are some things kind of missing here, and I'm gonna bring my guy Jedi on to help me with the first pick. We're gonna talk through this, and you guys are gonna have an opportunity to hear all my thoughts on how I see this. So here we go. Let's share the screen.
Okay.
Jedi, good morning.
Good morning, sir. So my first pick for us would be,
Hold on. So we're actually like doing a whole mock draft. So as you can see on the screen now, I'm starting the draft. So we'll see who's on the board when the 49ers pick.
Man,
How do I get rid of it? Hold on. 49ers, it takes them so long to pick, but we're in round 2 now. And they got all these damn pop-ups. Move this big ass dog. So the 49ers are on the clock. Let's see if I can't even see the thing because of the damn pop-up. Hold on.
Man, they give you more pop-ups.
Hold on. Let me refresh this. It's probably gonna kick me out and make me have to do it again. I've never seen all those pop-ups like that when doing this mock. All right, so like I said before, we're using the mock draft machine. It's still here. Oh.
To help.
Hold on. We're gonna have to stop sharing. They got too many pop-ups. I can't even see the dang thing to pick. Hold
That's
on, yo. We
crazy.
got I know. Hold on. All right, let me try to look for the ad block extension. I don't even know how to do that, but those things are crazy. Yo, wow, I see the comments, man. This ain't me. This is the damn website. Let's see if I can find that ad a pop-up blocker or something.
Yeah, sorry about that hangover, Croc. I told you I kind of went into that game with low expectations for the situation at quarterback, so I wasn't really too surprised at the end.
So explain go ahead and expound on that as I try to figure this whole mock draft thing out.
No problem. We have been discussing, our feelings toward Jimmy Garoppolo, and I've been expressing myself toward how I didn't have the belief in Jimmy, and you have been expressing yourself that you have to believe in him at this point, which is true. At the end of the day, we had already made our bed. There was nothing we could do about it. But I just kind of felt like we were leaving a lot on the field during those playoff games, and eventually that kind of stuff comes back to bite you. And we won against Green Bay. God bless special teams. But if those special teams acts don't happen, then we might not even walk out that game. So there were just things I saw even in the Cowboy game. We were supposed to blow the Cowboys out. If you want to be frank, we were going. If we had a quarterback who was doing just the bare minimum of just being a decent game manager, we would have blew the Cowboys out. But the fact that we let them back in the game and they got close as it got, it spoke on us more than it spoke on the Cowboys. So I just kind of saw those events adding up one by one. I was like, eventually you can't keep playing with the devil's door and not thinking that he gonna answer it. And on the Rams, he answered it. So, I do think we were the better team looking back at it, but it doesn't matter because we made our bed. And once we made our bed with Jimmy, we had to sleep in it no matter what was in the bed. So it was kind of like nothing expected, nothing unexpected, just the same old what I expected. So that's pretty much what I thought about that. As far as my draft thing, I know you ain't talking about, but did you have a chance to look at the safety from Georgia? I know you said you were going to take a look at him. Did you have?
Yeah, I haven't. Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So if we ever get going on that, you already know who my guy is. So that would be my guy.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I think moving forward, I would like to see the new staff who they want to bring in now that Mike McDaniel's gone. I would like to know who Anthony Lynn, who might be some of his ideas, who he might want to bring in. I think that could get interesting. It might be very good for the staff. I saw your video about Pep Hamilton. I think that would be a interesting choice to bring in as well. I think there are a lot of good ideas and a lot of good momentum going in our direction. And I know people might be bummed out from the championship game, but I take it as a way to grow because I do see this team within the next 2-3 years as either Super Bowl winners or definitely Super Bowl contenders. So I don't think everybody should be bummed out for too long. I think there's a growth period, obviously, that's going to happen with Trey. But I do feel like once that growth period is over, that young man's going to hit the floor running. So I don't think a lot of people need to hang their heads about what happened at this season at the end, the conclusion of this season. I just think we did as much as we could do with the team we had on the field. And that's what you got to take in solace.
All right. Okay, so I got a new draft site up. All right, so we're gonna get going with it. Let me these pop-ups are crazy on all these, but we should be good now. Here we go. Let me share my screen. I see somebody say Croc's Wi-Fi. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with my Wi-Fi. Do I sound funny to anybody? I think your Jedi, I think it's yours that's glitching. Hold on one second. Because he had a lot of kind of background noise. Am I glitching? Because my guy Crypto says Croc's Wi-Fi shit since last night was locked on. I said this about Locked On, and I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, they use Restream, and it's I don't know. I don't know if it uses too much bandwidth or what, but Restream on my stuff it don't work, or I like freezing stuff. All right, so but I know me personally on mine. I mean, I'm just fine. Or am I not fine right now? Got a super chat here. A report 49 asking second from Steelers for Jimmy G. Awesome. Get that second. Get that second. So I'm gonna bring Jedi back on. Jedi, you do have like some background noise and stuff like that. All right, but we're gonna get into that. Let's share the screen. Here we go. All right, so this one has trades. They try to make a trade offer. We're not gonna do no trades in this. All right, so let me bring Jedi back. Jedi, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I hear the noise too. So I'll make mine quick. I would like our first pick to be, if he's available, Lewis Sign from the University of Georgia safety.
All right, hold on. All right, so let me reject this trade offer. All right, so you want to go safety. So why do you want to go safety? Let's talk about it.
I do think that we're going to replace. I do think Jacoski Tart is probably not going to remain on the roster, even though I would like for him to. I think he will explore his options to get paid. And I do think someone like Jimmy Ward, who is a great teacher, and while we still have him on the roster, we should get someone he can mentor under him as a strong safety. And I think that would go really well to rebuilding a secondary that needs to be rebuilt.
Okay, I hear you now. Lewis Sign, he's gone.
Ah,
Yeah, he got drafted. I just saw it. 49th overall to the Saints.
ain't that something?
So what are you thinking now?
I'm thinking now we need to go with the best available offensive tackle, guard, should I say.
All right, so this is just my kind of theory on it. I don't just go for a best player at position. I know 49ers definitely have their like needs. And I'm gonna get you off now because you got the
Okay, no problem.
background. But I know 49ers have their needs. To me, I don't want to reach for a need just because it's like, oh, we got to draft this guy really high, second round, because that's where the 49ers pick. And in my opinion, you take whoever the highest on your board is. All right, so who's the highest player on your board? Remember, guys, 49ers is going to have, 10 picks? 49ers is going to have about 10 picks this year, if not more. After it's all said and done, between the McDaniel pick that they're going to get, between, whatever they give for Jimmy Garoppolo, maybe they get multiple picks for Jimmy Garoppolo. It could potentially be, hey, a third and a fifth or a second and a sixth. Whatever it is, you're probably going to get multiple. So the 49ers can end up with like 11 picks, and they'll use some of those to kind of move around. But I say that to say, if you have a need or a pick, like it does not have to be addressed with your very first pick. Who is the highest on your board? And that's where I would lean towards. All right. Now, obviously, if you have a really high need or you have a need and the guy high on your board, it kind of matches up. Then from that standpoint, yeah. But if you look at, who were the 49ers' most productive players last year as rookies? They weren't guys that got drafted in the first 4 picks, right? You look at what they got out of Hufanga. He was definitely a serviceable guy. Is he a long-term starter? I don't know. We'll find out. But Hufanga. Elijah Mitchell. Mitchell was a 6th-round pick. Who else? Eventually, like Diamador Lenore, he played, but then I don't know what happened after that. Ambry Thomas later on. And Ambry Thomas was picked in like the hundreds. So essentially, he's got damn near a 4th-round pick. So I don't think that it has to be like, oh, I draft this guy high because, I just got to take the best tackle available. All right. But we're going to look at it and see kind of what they have here. And I'm not going to lie, the highest person here available is Majay Sanders. He's someone that's definitely intriguing to me. He's a little light. He's a little light in the ass. You also have Jalen Petrie. All right, he's someone who I really like. Really like Petrie. All right, let's see who else is available. You got Kobe Bryant, cornerback out of Cincinnati. That's intriguing because Bryant played a lot of off, maybe not as twitched up. Can he be a pure man guy? Talking to him, he thinks he can. And also, let's see, Verone McKinley, playmaking safety, either led the nation in interceptions or was tied for in the nation leading interceptions out of Oregon. And then you got Boye Mafe, who edge rusher out of Minnesota. I watched him closely because I personally know Boye, and he didn't lose not one rep in one-on-ones, whether he was on the outside rushing or whether he was inside at the 3 tech. He won every single one-on-one rep. So 49ers definitely have some options here, but we're going to stick with our guy, Jedi, and we're going to go with Jalen Petrie. And I think he's a versatile guy who can, out of Baylor, who not only can play safety positions and at all levels, he's a playmaker. I have a guy who has not steered me wrong yet when it comes to these guys that he has coached. And he coached at South Carolina. He's told me all about those guys and exactly what they were and what to like about them, what not to like about them. He has told me about, Kinlaw and what maybe some of his issues may or may not be. He has talked to me about guys at Baylor. He's told me everything about everybody, and he's been spot on with his evaluation. So, knowing that, he has told me so much about Petrie. And he's constantly sending me things about him and how good of a player he is and all this, that, and the other. And I watched him at the Senior Bowl. He got voted best safety by his group that he was going up against. He can play in the slot. He can play, out wide. Like, he could do everything. So, Petrie, welcome to the San Francisco 49ers. All right, so with the next pick, I got my guy Dion on. Dion, you're going to help me with this next pick right now. Oh, look at that. We ain't taking that. Hell no, reject that. All right, so, oh, look at that. We almost had a chance at Kobe Bryant. He got picked right before it. So the 49ers right here picking at number 93. All right, Dion, what direction would you like to go? You're on mute, by the way. You're muted, Dion.
There we go. Sorry about that.
Yeah, all good.
Good morning. Good morning to you, brother. Hopefully everything is good for you and you're blessed.
Yes, sir.
So for me, honestly, this is round 3, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I would like to go offensive guard because Daniel Brunskill is a free agent and so is Laken Tomlinson. We do not know what the 49ers will be doing with either or. I do honestly in my heart believe they're going to re-sign Laken because he's done a good job. But Brunskill, he's a liability unless he's playing Aaron Donald. So if we can find the best offensive guard, that would work because I'm looking at several offensive guards, but I feel like they're going to be gone already because we're already in the 3rd round. And there's a guy named Ikem Ekwonu.
Mm-hmm. But he's going to be going high. He probably, I could scroll up. He was probably a top 10 pick. Let's see.
Yeah, he's probably gone. He's out of
North Carolina State, I believe.
North Carolina State.
I don't even see him. I'm probably scrolling past him, but I think he's going to be a top.
Yeah.
Pick.
And then I'm trying to look here too because I'm trying to see. I got a couple more dudes. Try to find Zion Johnson.
All right, Zion Johnson. What position is he?
He's an offensive guard. He's from Boston College.
He might be going too because I think we just mocked him. We just marked him like 1st round in our my draft on the draft. On my draft show.
That's the hard part about picking later in the draft. Okay, so we just picked a safety, right?
So yeah, just pick the safety. There is Lindstrom who plays center for Boston College. He's somebody that could potentially play guard. Here's my question to you. Do you think that this is the time to draft guard? Because let's say 49ers bring back Laken Tomlinson, right?
Okay.
Do you believe in player development? Because if you do, then you are probably saying, oh man, I didn't mean to do that. If you do, then what
We
about
put
Aaron
Aaron
Banks?
Banks at right guard. The issue is I feel like we wasted a pick on Aaron Banks because we didn't see him but on special teams. And that's the problem. Like, the man never got a single rep. I understand that Brunskill was healthy all year, but the thing is put him in at some point. Do something. Like, there's not a point where you could have given that man. And all I heard about him in practice was negative things. He's tripping over his feet. He's not as athletic as they thought he was. He doesn't know how to move with the scheme. So I understand player development, but my thing is, number one, you barely dress half the year. Number two, when you did dress, the only thing you did was go on special teams, and that's not really intricate. I mean, you're blocking. There's no scheme. You don't go a certain way. You don't go this way. You don't go that way. You don't pull. You don't do anything. And Kyle Shanahan's system requires a lot of movement from his linemen. So while I believe in player development, they just ain't developed that player, or he just ain't got it, and they wasted a pick. So that's why I'm saying offensive guard. And Jesus Christ, we have a lot
So
of
we got
people.
we got two options here. All right. Well, we got
Okay.
more than two options.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Let's see what corners are available too. Hold on.
Yeah, let's take a look at corner because we need to draft one because we literally have three going into the season: Deommodore Lenoir, Embry Thomas, and Emmanuel Mosley.
Looking at the corners, there are some guys that I would take late, but right now I don't know if there's anybody I would take right now at this position. So
And
I think
you know what?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, you know what? Forget it then. Since we're too far back in the draft for an offensive lineman,
You're
let's
not.
find an
You're
edge
not
guy.
though. Yeah, because remember, interior linemen, it's not like they go really high. So okay, this is third round. I think we got two options right here. You got
Okay,
edge
let's
rusher
take a
Boye
look.
Mafe, who we spoke highly about, and
Yeah.
I believe he's going to be a day two guy. Not exactly sure where. Or
Okay.
you got Alec Lindstrom out of Boston College, who is he's a center, and he potentially can play guard. So
You said
now you have your
Boye?
Alex Mack. Huh?
How do you spell Boye?
Boyemafe. Boye Mafe.
And that's it. Mafe is his last name?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if I can find him really quick. Take a look at him. Boye Mafe out of Minnesota. He's a Golden Gopher. Strengths, fast and straight line, excellent wide and bull rushes. He's the first off the snap. Good ladder. Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and give Nick Bosa some help. Let's draft Boye Mafe.
All right, now hold on because Jamal says go with Arnold. I'm not even going to try to say his name. All right, but
Put it up.
He says go with Arnold.
Oh,
Here he says
okay. What do we
great
got?
deal of physical upside. How long is he? Pause. This doesn't show me his height and stuff.
Arnold. Who?
We're gonna go with Boye Mafe because
yeah.
Wait. This the Penn State kid? Because Penn State had a dude that was wrecking shop up there at the Senior Bowl. Hold on.
Here we go. Yeah, I can't say that name to save my life. I wasn't even gonna try that joint. Yeah. All right, so it's Arnold Ebiketie. I guess I'll say it like that, Ebiketie. Let's see. Right. Washington All-Pro, Washington Post All-Metro honorable mention in his senior of high school, 21 and a half sacks. Damn, 36 tackles for a loss. While catching for 298 yards.
If he was number 40, what number was he?
I don't know. It doesn't tell me what his number was.
If he was number 40, I liked him.
Okay, so let's see. Scouting strengths.
Oh no, he's number 17 at Penn State.
Okay.
So I don't think he was at the Senior Bowl.
Impressive athlete with 4.6 speed, aggressive, good awareness to track the ball, tenacious, competitive. Let's see at the weaknesses, because that's always the question. Stands up well against the run, but is very pursuit conscious and will take unneeded wide angles. So saying he's bad at his angles when he tackles. Mainly been used as a pass rusher, limited as an experienced run defender, but he's an edge guy. So I mean, most of the time you usually don't see that depending on the scheme. Can play a little too high at times, which impacts his leverage. Not a natural bender, lacks fluid change of direction ability, plays with inconsistent pad level. I think Kassera could clean all that up. Isn't always the first player off the snap. I like the other guy because the other guy was first player off the snap. So I want to go with him.
Boye Mafe?
Yeah, Boye Mafe, yeah. I like this guy. And Jamal, good looking on that. That's definitely fantastic that you found this kid. But for me, with some of the things that they were saying, the things that they said, basically, we all know that Chris Kassera could clean that stuff up real quick. He screaming and yelling. He ain't even got no voice half the time. But I like Boye Mafe. I'm going to roll with you on that one because I can't. I mean, there's options at offensive guard, but I'm going to definitely do a mock draft of my own and kind of take a look at some of these dudes because I feel like we need to replace Daniel Brunskill only because he's suspect when it comes to, anybody outside of Aaron Donald, and in that right tackle position, I don't know when Mike McGlinchey is going to be healthy. I mean, he should be good for OTAs and everything, but I mean, he tore a hamstring, didn't he?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, and a hamstring, man, you don't move like you used to. And playing offensive line, you need every bit of your legs, especially in Kyle Shanahan's scheme. So that's kind of why I'm looking at it like that. But I think Boye Mafe is the dude to take here. We get Nick Bosa some help. We got another guy that comes off the edge, quick, nasty. And I don't mind another dude who's got a really good bull rush because the other guy we have right now that's got the most fantastic bull rush is the guy who blocked the punt, Jordan Willis.
Yeah,
his bull rush is disgusting because he gets down on both hands and he comes all the way up under your pads and just pushes you into the back. The only other bull rush I saw that I really fell in love with was when we had the cowboy Justin Smith. I remember when he bull rushed Jermon Bushrod and just literally reached over him and sacked Drew Brees. That shit was hilarious.
All right, here we go. So appreciate you, Dion. I'm about to make the next pick now.
All right, sir. Have a good day.
All right, here we go. All right, so right now, the 49ers we've addressed safety with Petrie, and I like him. He's a versatile guy. He also can come down, kind of playing the nickel spot if needed. We also addressed the edge rushing spot, which I think that was something that the 49ers needed help at as well. And now 49ers are back on the clock. There is an offensive guard. I know nothing about him, but I do know about Calvin Austin III. All right. He's a small guy. All right. He's tiny. But even within him being kind of, smaller, he's like basically 5'8", and he's like 160 pounds. But he's a blazer. And not just a blazer as a guy who can stretch the field offensively for the 49ers, but returns, that's a huge need for the 49ers as well. It was definitely something that they just could not get right for whatever reason. And, I think a guy like him who brings a different dynamic as a pure deep threat. All right. And if some of you guys, let's see, because I know I'll stop sharing the screen for a second. Let's see. Crocker, Austin. All right. So I'll show y'all a little bit of what I saw from him at the Senior Bowl. Okay. I posted this clip as well. Let me share my screen so you could just kind of see what type of speed this guy is working with. All right. So y'all can see him right here. I mean, just he makes it tough because he's just fast. All right. He's a burner. He's fast. He's small. It's really hard to get hands on him. All right. And I know what you're thinking, like, well, okay, he can just run by guys. Cool. Well, what else can he do? So I was watching him against some bigger guys, and this is him right here. On the outside too, working on the outside. I mean, making the guy speed turn at the line of scrimmage. So when you see a guy speed turn like that at the line of scrimmage, that means one of three things or all. All right. It means one, the cornerback lost his leverage. All right. Two, the cornerback was scared, or 3, the cornerback lost his leverage and was scared. So this is the type of threat that he is offensively. Uh, Again, he's small, and I would like somebody that has size with this type of breakaway speed and stuff. But the 49ers, they still don't have this type of guy with this type of speed. And he's a terrific return man as well. Terrific return guy. All right. So that's definitely somebody who I really like. We'll see what y'all are kind of thinking. There was 2 DBs that he went against. So which one is brutal? Or maybe he's just good. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's just good. Rams fan, Trey Smith. I don't mind other opposing teams fans in the chat, but if you're gonna kind of just come and troll, then I'm just gonna have to block you. So you're on a 5-minute timeout. I'm not kicking you out altogether, just 5-minute timeout because you're getting everybody all riled up. You come back and you want to be cordial and have a conversation. Awesome. You come back in 5 minutes, but if not, then we'll just remove you all together. All right. So, anyways, got my guy, Mr. Roscoe, is coming on. What's good, Chris?
What's up, Croc? How's it going?
Oh, good, man. Good.
Okay, so I just want to say this, bro. If we're gonna pick a safety in the first round, that's gonna be a
Second
wasted
round.
pick. In the second round, it's gonna be a wasted pick. So I'm gonna
Why?
say right there because we don't need a safety. We have Hufanga and more, Tavarius Moore.
Okay.
I'm not understanding why we would need to take a safety in the second round with our first pick. I think the Niners could do it. It just don't make sense to me, in my opinion. Like I don't think there's much value in taking another safety, to replace Tart. If anything, I would bring in maybe a veteran or something like that to give some guidance to the young guys. But more Hufanga played a lot, like you said, Hufanga played a lot of reps this year. But I like how they use Hufanga. I like how they bring in Hufanga and have him play, because D'Amico Ryans will bring in 3 safeties, and so I like how they were using Hufanga. When they would bring Jimmy Ward down in the nickel, Hufanga would play deep. So I don't know, man. Like I just don't think drafting a safety would be ideal. I know the 49ers wouldn't go that route. I would bet. I would be willing to bet anything that the Niners wouldn't go that route. But anyways, let's do some drafting.
All right. So I know some people have talked about receiver here. I looked at Calvin Austin. He's there. He's on the clock. There is another receiver that may be intriguing to 49er fans. Here we go. Let me share my screen again. And he goes by the name of Christian Watson out of North Dakota State. So they have him here. They have him as the number 152 player on their board. He's available there for the 49ers to take.
No.
Sorry,
Jamal. Jamal's my guy, but no.
So why are you out on Watson?
If you look at the Niners and we have Jennings as our third receiver right now. I think the way he finished the season, it doesn't make sense to bring in another receiver right now. If the Niners were to pick a receiver, they're probably going to do it in the 7th round, or they're going to do a undrafted free agent. I just think that's how the Niners operate. I think that's what they would do.
All right, so what would you do here then? So we've already, and there's not like a thing that shows like
we got a pass rusher, right? And we got a
pass rusher and a safety.
Okay. So one of my guys, Jermaine Waller, I don't know if he's going to be there. I don't know if cornerback. Is he in the draft? He should be. Jermaine Waller.
Yep, he's right here, but they don't have him going until late. Like we're on pick 131, and they have him the 222nd best prospect.
Okay.
I like Vincent Gray too. Vincent Gray, somebody who I like too, and they got Chris Steele here too. So
I like Jermaine Waller better than my guy Steele. Man,
they got Ollie Green. Ollie Green, I like him. Like there are some corners who I like that, but I think Vincent Gray, I kind of have him circled. That's kind of the guy. But yeah, Waller got some stuff too.
But he's gonna go later.
Yeah, so just for value purposes, we don't have to take a
All right.
cornerback just yet.
So who's the best player available right now? Because I can't see, bro.
All right, so the best player they got Brock Purdy, quarterback out of Iowa State. They're not gonna take him, at least not this high, maybe later. You got Thayer Munford. He's an offensive guard out of Ohio State. That's intriguing. You got an offensive tackle, Braxton Jones, out of Southern Utah. That's intriguing. And I do like Cole Turner, tight end out of Nevada. And I was thinking about him. I mean, that's a big 6'6", 250-pound guy. Like, he's a terrific contested catch type guy. If the 49ers are looking for more of a legit tight end too, Cole Turner might be somebody that they are intrigued by. But I know most 49ers fans be like, tight end, but 49ers run a lot of tight end, 2 tight end sets. They'll run that. He is a big body guy. He brings a different dynamic than what they have in the tight end room right now. So, that's somebody that he was at the Senior Bowl. He made some good catches. Big body guy, like legit 6'6". He measured in at 6'6" at the combine. I mean, at the Senior Bowl. Oh, what happened with Chris? Chris got kicked off? All right, here we go. Well, I don't know what happened with Chris, but I'm going to make an executive decision here. All right, and we're going to go with Christian Watson out of North Dakota State. And here's my reasoning for Christian Watson. All right. One, although I do like Juwan Jennings. All right, I do like Juwan Jennings. But here's a move the needle for me from a scary perspective, right? So when you look at Christian Watson and Roscoe's, I don't know what happened to you, but
you're not picking for me. Chill on that.
Hey, listen, we already made the pick.
Executive decisions, bro.
Bro, we made the pick already, bro. It's over.
Oh my God.
But listen, you still, and this happens in war rooms sometimes.
Now we could go get my guy Jermaine Waller.
Okay, hold on. Let me get.
I don't care about value. Go get my guy Jermaine Waller.
You don't care about value. You got it.
Everybody.
Hey, hold on, Gammon. I just put the link in the chat. You gotta care about value. What do you mean?
What round are we in?
I don't know, but we're picked 171.
Bro,
if somebody wants to reach for him, then okay, awesome. But I wouldn't.
I think we're reaching though. Remember this, crowd. If he's your guy, go get him. I want Jermaine Waller.
I know, but okay, so we're in the war room right now. Like, I'm here sitting. I'm the GM though. You're over my draft. You're my head draft guy, my lead draft guy.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I make the executive decision. So we're not going corner here. If your guy is there later, we'll go with your guy.
Go to best player available. Let's see who's best player available.
All right. Oh, and real quick, I didn't fully explain the pick with our guy Christian Watson. All right, and why it makes sense to me. And I know there are a lot of people like 49ers don't need receiver. That is not a need. And I strongly disagree. I do think you have 2 legit receivers in Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. I think that Juwan Jennings is cool. I don't think he's somebody that moves the needle for me. He can make some plays here and there, but he doesn't really scare teams. All right, I think he is more of a pure possession type guy. I like the attitude that he brings, and maybe again he'll continue to prove people wrong in the sense of where he was drafted. All right, but when it comes to Juwan Jennings, he's cool. I don't think he's someone who I think is just purely like that. I can't take a receiver because I have him. Outside of that, the 49ers have nobody. They got 2 receivers and then nobody. All right, like if God forbid Deebo was to miss a game, let's say Deebo has to miss a game or Ayuk has to miss a game. It's like who do the 49ers have? So I'm not really feeling the receiver room as much as other fans right now. I took Christian Watson because he is a 6'4" guy who they project runs a 4.3. Now, I didn't see 4.3 speed when I was watching him live, but I did see 4.45, like legit type speed where he can beat guys vertically over the top. All right. He can catch the 50-50 balls. Like, he can do that. I was really surprised to see his intermediate route running ability. That was terrific to see. And I thought that was something that I wasn't really expecting. So, to bring a different dynamic, one, he'd come in and potentially be the 49ers fastest receiver. He also would be the 49ers biggest receiver and bring that aspect, which the 49ers do not have. And, for his ability to be able to win intermediate as well as vertically, I think that's a big time for the 49ers offense to continue to expand, because I was listening to Steve Young, and Steve Young talked about it. If the 49ers want to win the Super Bowl, they're going to have to expand on their passing game. It can't be, we're just going to lean on the run game. That's why I was like, okay, they brought in Anthony Lynn, and Anthony Lynn, he's going to help some of the run schemes and things like that. Terrific. Awesome. But you got to be able to throw the ball. You have to be able to throw the ball, or you're going to get into positions to where when something happens like last year where, or just a couple weeks ago, where they take away your run game, what do you do then? The 49ers have to expand on their passing game. And I think bringing in a weapon that is dangerous, as well as having Debo and IU and being able to utilize Debo in the backfield and can you kind of do all those things, that's where I'm like, all right, you need a guy like Christian Watson. So that's why I made the executive decision to go with Christian Watson. We went defense the first 2 picks. Now, get somebody that's going to kind of be able to win vertically and has a big catch radius. So that's why I went with Watson. But okay, I expanded on that. And also real quick, I know a lot of people have been like, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. I don't want to go that far. All right. But I just do think that he can help. Now, some people don't think that Watson will be around that late. I see that in the chat as well right now. I say you don't know. There's always been guys that have, they boost their stock as far as the media goes, but is that going to change how the scouts feel about him? And maybe not.
That's what happened with DK. That's what happened with DK, AJ Brown. Especially everybody thought DK was going top 5. He was a second round pick. So
I'd say by the time it rolled around, it felt like he was going to be a second round pick. By the time it rolled around, I thought he would go second round.
No, I originally thought I had him going second round, because he wasn't, at the time he wasn't no big name guy. AJ Brown was the guy. But then after everybody went crazy over how physical he was, how big he was, you start hearing top 5. Oh, could he be the second pick of the draft? And I'm like, oh, snap. He's not making it to 2. And so I was disappointed. And then he ended up going 2. So, I learned a couple of things from that. And even when,
I was surprised with DK that he didn't go high second round. Like to see guys like Andy Isabella and Nelson, what's his name? JJ Arcega-Whiteside drafted over Metcalf. That was crazy to me. To see Debo, Hollywood Brown, AJ Brown, to see them go ahead of him, I was not necessarily surprised by that. But it was like last pick in the second round, like that was more surprising to me. I'll be more surprised by that fall than I would by Christian Watson going late third round, or like, what I'm saying? Like that would, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Croc, I want to get a corner. So can we get a corner?
All right. Okay, let's get a corner.
Who's the best corner available?
So you got Marcus Jones. He's a little bit smaller. I saw him get dogged by Alec Pierce for Cincinnati, but he was very scrappy and competitive. He's just not this tall, long corner. So that's Marcus Jones, Houston, who they say is the best. Now you have Ollie Green out of Missouri. He's a taller, longer guy. He's talking about like 6'2" type corner, long lane. He's that type of corner. Again, Vincent Gray, he's probably my favorite corner available. And even then, I would still wait another round to be able to get him. But I like his confidence, his attitude, his swagger that he plays with.
Down from the list.
No, I know. Jermaine Waller's right there. I still wouldn't take him here. You got to understand value. I wouldn't take him here.
Well, I'm not going to take another corner because, that's who I want. You fall in love with these. You have your draft guys that you fall in love with, and, I like him.
All right, so we're going to wait. We're going to take your guy. We're going to take your guy. But let's go offensive guard here. We got Justin Schaefer here. We don't know what's going to happen with Laken Tomlinson. By this time, by the drafting, he'll be back. But let's say they brought him back, but still not quite sure about Banks. You want to give Banks every opportunity, but you want to maybe draft a guy in, I don't know what round it is, 4th round, whatever round it is. Maybe you want somebody that's going to come in and compete with him. So what do you think about taking offensive guard out of Georgia?
I agree. I agree. Let's take that. I will say this though. Just because Aaron Banks didn't play, and this is not to you, this is for the fans. Just because Aaron Banks didn't play doesn't mean he's a wasted pick.
Right.
I don't care what anybody says. A lot of people were saying that. Oh, we could have got Jalen. No, I'm not doing my USC bias. See, there go my Greg Dulcich. That's who I wanted. That's who shucks, Croc. Why did you talk me into a guard? We should have got Greg Dulcich. He's a tight end from UCLA. I watched him for 3 years. This man is a pass catching tight end. He's got very deceptive speed. He knows how to get open. He destroyed UCLA. I mean, he destroyed LSU this year.
So do you want to take him right now?
Yeah, let's take Greg Dulcich. He's on my list.
But then we won't take your corner.
I don't care. Forget him.
All right, tight end it is. And again, 49ers, I think there is a need for a second tight end.
Yeah, because the Ross Dwelly, they phased him out for some reason. I'm not sure why, but Greg Dulcich is a guy that I had on my list, and I think, and I told Jamal this, I was like, if we want a tight end, a pass catching tight end, that kind of help George Kittle, Greg Dulcich is the guy. He's really good. And Jermaine Waller's still on there, so if you leave it up to me, I would get Jermaine Waller next. But whoever,
it's not up to you. It's up to Gammon. I got Gammon who's coming on, so I gotta boot you off now.
Jermaine Waller, I will cash up you $5.
Okay, he's off. Gammon, what's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Hey, I'm doing great, brother. How about yourself?
Oh man,
listen,
I'm doing good.
Listen, I gotta go Jermaine Waller, man. That is the man. Pencil it. No, I'm just joking. No,
Right.
no, I really felt in the third round we really should have went with the center, because with the center you can always move him over to offensive guard. I like picks that have a lot of duality, but Alex Mack isn't getting any younger. He's about the same age as retired Joe Staley. I think an injury, I'm not trying to, taint the season or anything like that, but injury or him falling off dramatically, I think is coming up. I don't see him playing. If we go into the playoffs, I don't see him playing 20 weeks of football injury-free. 49ers have had numerous injuries to the center position in years past, to the safeties, to the running backs. Like, there's just certain position groups that we just get banged up on. And then also, too, it'd be nice to have a young center working underneath Alex Mack, to get the mental reps in, because you're kind of the second set of eyes and ears for Alex Mack. So, I would like to see who we got, who's like the top kind of like center / guard, and someone to kind of pair up with Trey Lance, hopefully for the next 10 years, 10, 15 years.
All right, so I'm looking at it. We did draft a guard. I'd have to go back and see his name. I think it was the guard.
Yeah, we already drafted the guard.
Yeah, so we took a guard out of Ohio State, I believe it was.
Okay, well then never mind. Never mind. I just said all that for nothing. But he can't play center, so I guess the center will have to be in like free agency. I do think that the 49ers are going to trade Jimmy Garoppolo to either like the Steelers or the Saints for like a third round pick, and then like a player. I think like a player that plays in the secondary. Because that's another issue that we have is our safeties get injured.
So we did draft. Okay, so here are the positions. Here are the positions that we drafted so far. All right.
Okay.
With our first pick, we took in obviously a second round right now. And again, guys, this is with no trades. I don't think that the third round pick for Mike McDaniel has been added yet. And I'm pretty sure 49ers will get some compensation for Jimmy Garoppolo as well. All right. So we're just going straight up. There's no trades or anything like that. We drafted a safety, Petrie out of Baylor. That was our first pick. All right. He's a versatile safety. He's one of those guys that moves extremely well. And anytime my guy pounds the table for a guy, my guy, he coached at Baylor, he coached at South Carolina, and he's now at coaching with the LA Rams. But anytime he pounds the table for a guy, I'm like, all right, I got to put some stock into that. So he pounded the table for Petrie. So we took Petrie.
Baylor, doesn't Baylor, aren't they kind of known for just having just phenomenal athletes? Like, they either have like wide receivers that are just insane, and as far as like their measurables, just off the charts and everything like that. But that sounds great. Yeah.
Right. All right. So we got Petrie first round. All right. That was a safety / he could play some nickel as well. All right. Second round, we took an edge rusher. I believe we took Boye Mafe. We took Boye Mafe out of Minnesota. Long 6'4" guy, more of a pure stand-up pass rusher. All right. But he can come in if the 49ers, they get Kinlaw back, they kick Armstead back outside on base downs, and then want to kick Armstead back inside at the 3 tech on pass rushing downs and put in a guy like Boye. I can see that happen. I think he can excel in that role. All right. After that, we took an offensive guard at some point. We took Christian Watson, receiver, 6'4" receiver. I knew Coach State. We took him at some point, and we just took a tight end as well. 49ers, I don't know if they have a true tight end too, and they run a lot of 12 personnel. So we added.
I do want to say this, Croc. I agree with the last caller about what happened to Ross Doelle, because he seemed like in everything as far as camps go, have really good hands. He showed that like limited catches. I don't ever recall him dropping a ball. I do like the pickup of the 6'4" wide receiver. I know you really like what you see out of that 5'8" receiver, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think Trey Lance, at least right now for the next 2 seasons, he needs somebody with a good catch radius, because I think he'll get it in the general area, but I'm really kind of concerned about having a 5'8" wide receiver. I think you made an excellent point about, hey, if Debo, because of the physicality of our team, if he goes down or Brandon Ayuk goes down, we need or Jennings goes down. We need somebody who can kind of set the edge for our running backs. But I heard everything he said about the 5'8" receiver, but I think it's just too small. Catch radius isn't good enough for off target kind of quarterback that we have.
So here's the thing. All right, with a guy like that. Remember back Cam Newton, right? The Carolina Panthers, they did 2 things what they surrounded him with. One, some huge receivers, right? 6'5", 6'6", yep. Kelvin Benjamin and Devin Funchess. And they did terrific with him. The other thing they got him was Tay Ginn, who at the end of the day, he's so far behind the secondary, I just have to throw it out there as far as I can, and he's going to run under it. So when you are talking about a guy like Austin, he's a guy who, one, he creates good. He might be a guy who, one, could take the top off better than anybody on the 49ers right now in the sense of just straight line speed from what it looks like. We'll see how he runs and everything. But also, his short area quickness is so good, guys can't get hands on him. He creates more separation than Debo and Ayuk in short areas as well. So there are different ways you can utilize him, but he does win in kind of multiple ways.
Okay. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Croc. I do. So what position group are you kind of leaning towards right now, Croc? Because it sounds like actually we hit like
I think we hit a lot of needs. I think you can look best player available. If there's something where you want to add more depth to, you can do that. Neil Farrell, he was one of the guys right here from LSU. He won like an award on his team for like best interior defensive lineman at the Senior Bowl. So he's a guy who can help in the middle there. 49ers have depth, but you can also always add more. We added a big receiver, but there's also Reggie Roberson here from SMU. Before he tore his ACL, he was averaging 21 yards per reception. So he's a big play guy. I don't think we've added cornerback. So there are a couple corners who I actually like here. Both of them. One, Caleb Evans. 2, Fayon Hicks. These are both 2 guys that I like. So maybe do you want to go with it? Go ahead.
What position group is the chat saying to go for?
Let's see. Don't worry about it's not.
Don't worry about the chat. I have feelings. No, I think corner's one. It'd be nice to have a corner with some kind of special teams ability, as a gunner or something like that. But as of right now, what do you think the chances are that we re-sign some of the interior defensive linemen that we have on free agency?
I would have to look at the list and see who's going to be free. But I know probably Street going to be free agent.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the guy that you called. I'm gonna go with the guy that you selected from LSU, Croc. I think that's the way to go. That just keeps us secure. And then I don't know if we can afford everybody, especially since we're on the hook with McGlinchey and some other guys there. So I think
All right.
I think that's the way route to go.
All right. So we're drafting Neil Farrell Jr., defensive tackle out of LSU. I appreciate you coming on, man, talking that through that with me.
Thank you.
All right. All right. We are still right back on the clock, and I'm going to make the executive decision here to definitely go cornerback. And, we'll see. There are a couple corners who I like here. Caleb Evans. I like Faion Hicks. Faion Hicks is somebody who could potentially play in the slot. So I'm going to go with Evans here, get kind of that longer guy. Really like him. He did well at the Senior Bowl. And then if Faion Hicks is there at the next pick, which would be, we don't have a next pick. So this is our last pick. So who do I go with, guys? Do I go with Faion Hicks at cornerback or Caleb Evans? Caleb Evans, he's the taller guy. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. Faion Hicks, he's not tall, but he might have some. He definitely could play outside. I watched him play outside at Wisconsin, and he has nickel ability. So who do we go with? I think Hicks can play either or, but Evans is definitely the taller guy. Waller, I hear you, Chris, but Waller's not on the board right now. I'm not sliding Mosley in the slot. Unless you're saying, Jamal, you got Mosley, outside in base and then slide him inside in nickel situations. What are you thinking? We'll go with Evans. We'll go with the size. I like Hicks. But we'll go with Evans right now. And I see my guy Jesse. Hold on, Jesse. Let me look at the draft and then we'll discuss. All right. So that's it. Here are the 49ers. Oh man. Hold on. Damn. I screwed it up. But here we go. We'll go through and look at the 49ers picks. So the first pick, we got Jalen Petrie, safety out of Baylor, he's a versatile safety, terrific skills again. My guy swears by him. Once my guy swears by him, my guy that coached a lot of these dudes, I lean towards those guys, and he never steers me wrong. Like Croc, Debo Samuel. Remember the name. He's going to be some, and obviously we see what Debo is. All right. Then we got Edge, Boye Mafe, and Chris. Excuse me. Not Chris. Jesse. And Jesse will be the last caller that I bring on. But Jesse, come on live so you can talk about why you don't like the draft. All right, so nobody else click the link. Jesse, you click the link. Click the link, Jesse. All right, so we got Boye Mafe Edge. All right, so first we got our safety. All right, and again, I think Ward is probably entering the last year of his contract, if I had to guess. I think so, not sure, like next year. So you got Ward, Tart, free agent. You got Hufanga. We'll see if he's a guy that they could lean on as an every down starter. But I like Petrie. I like his ability. All right. Then we drafted Boye Mafe. He's a pass rush guy, edge. He also can do some interior rushing. Well, I thought he was tremendous doing that. Tremendous. Again, every rep. He won every rep. And then we went with Christian Watson out of North Dakota State. So we drafted the big receiver, 6'4". Help our quarterback out. Get him a big catch radius type guy who can stretch the field. All right. So we drafted, so far we got safety / nickel. We got edge rusher. We got receiver. All right. Moving along. We got Justin Schaefer, offensive guard out of Georgia. So we went interior here. And Georgia, if you watched how they bullied Alabama in the national championship game, I'm taking anybody off of that offensive line. So we got Justin Schaefer out of Georgia, offensive guard. All right, and he'll at the very least be able to compete with our guy, Aaron Banks. I haven't given up on Banks, but bringing some competition for him. We got Greg, I don't even want to butcher his name, Dolchik. All right, Greg Dolchik, tight end out of UCLA. And Chris really liked him, thinks he's a versatile type tight end. And I think the 49ers are looking for that pure, like, who's that legit tight end too that they have? Not sure yet. All right. And then the 49ers late had back-to-back picks where we took interior defensive line, and Farrell, who was interior defensive lineman of the week down in Mobile, Alabama for the Senior Bowl, and a Caleb Evans, who also was at the Senior Bowl. All right. So that was our draft right there. That was our draft there. I got Jesse coming on live. All right, Jesse, you're on. So Jesse's going to come on to tell me why this was a terrible draft. What's good, Jesse?
Yo, what's up? Hey,
Good morning.
so I don't want to say it's horrible. I was just messing with you, but I do take issue with it just because I feel like the 49ers need to address the interior offensive line big time, especially
They did.
Yeah.
We just did.
which round though?
Why does it matter what round?
Well, okay, because it definitely matters what round. Did you get a guy in the 7th round, or did you get him in like the 3rd or the 4th?
It was like 5th round.
Okay, I think that's a little bit too late for me.
Why?
Because you're taking flyers at that point. Like the later you push back guys like that, you're taking flyers. Like that's the way
So-
that I see it.
The 49ers have a bunch of areas where they can improve and could
I agree.
use somebody to come in and start right away, right? They don't
agree.
have a day one pick, so they don't pick it till day 2 anyways. And remember, too, they will have more opportunities. There will be more draft picks coming their way. All right.
Absolutely.
But when you look at the 49ers interior offensive line, and I get you, definitely could use some depth there. I could say they need a center, but I feel like there are areas across the board where it's like, hey man, like they could use somebody for this spot. So you look at the offensive line and you look at how they played well this year as a unit. They were kind of a top 5 unit, like all together. We'll see what Banks ends up being. Again, they drafted Aaron Banks 2nd round last year. He didn't play. I didn't like him. I never liked the pick. I just didn't like him. I didn't mind them going guard, but I didn't care for his movement skills and stuff like that. But they still, I'm pretty sure, want to give him an opportunity to earn a drafting spot. A starting spot. Now, okay, you want to figure it out with Banks. All right, I'm going to draft somebody not high. Now I feel like I have to play right away over Banks, but somebody that in the 4th round or 5th round that can potentially push him. Right? Because interior offensive linemen, especially guard, center, they don't necessarily go really high anyways, unless they're like super special, right? But those aren't, you might see one offensive guard or center a year go 1st round, right? They're more like late day 2, early day 3 type guys. So from that standpoint, offensive line, we'll see, but I'm not saying you're not wrong, but I do think they can, especially if they bring back Lincoln Tomlinson, they could potentially wait.
Yeah, I think, well, the issue is that Mac, right? Like Mac, we don't know what's going on with Mac. So as of now, I see where your head's at, but if Mac retires, like they're desperate at that point. And even if he doesn't retire, they need somebody that they can groom at that center spot. So to me, like a center guard, somebody that can come in and play guard right away and then move to center eventually, and just groom behind Mac would be ideal. And then also nickel corner. I love Lenore. When they drafted Lenore last year, huge Oregon Duck fan. I know exactly who he was. I was very excited. But I just feel like if you can get a guy that can play nickel and play outside, I think that would be huge. There was a couple guys towards the tail end of your draft. And Marcus Jones is a guy that I'm looking at, 5'8", tons of speed. Also can help the special teams, which is
Jesse. Hold on, they want to
need.
know where they want to know where your face is.
Oh, I'm at work, so I can't just be on camera at all times.
Yeah, but go ahead. Hey, real quick, was that really Juju? I saw Juju Smith. but I just thought it was like a parody account, like somebody just created an account being Juju, but it was his name and it was this. I just went to his YouTube and I'm like, hey, that is the same picture. So I don't know if somebody comes in, does it show a verification on in the chat? I don't know, but anyways, go ahead. There was a Juju Smith in the chat.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. No, I've seen that before too. Falling for it. Some dude came in as Kanye and had like a digital like Kanye playing in the back. It looked legit. But anyways, yeah. Listen. So I don't know. I think the 2 spots that are heavy needs, and you addressed one of them, by the way, edge. You went edge round 3, which I like. The kid out of Minnesota. I think that's a good spot. So I think it just depends on what they do with Tart, the safety thing. But you're big on the guy. I mean, you're a corner, like corners, safeties. So that was probably my biggest gripe, is that you started off with safety. But if you feel like this guy's going to be the ish, then go with them, man. Like I see where you're going. But interior offensive line, corner, and edge, like those are the three spots for me that we really need to address. And I would like to address them earlier rather than later.
Right. And also, I mean, in just the way my brain works, where I would draft a corner or two, they are going to have a lot of picks, but I also would bring in a free agent. So that would be kind of where I lean on, as far as, okay, I really like Mosley. I know the 49ers need a nickel. We'll see what happens with Diamador Lenore. I think he potentially can fill that spot, but I'm going to bring in veterans. A veteran to push, not a veteran to take over a starting spot over Ambry Thomas, but a veteran to come in and push Ambry Thomas. I'm definitely bringing that guy in free agency, a $1, $2, $3 million a year type guy. All right. Like, go compete with Ambry Thomas. We'll see what happens. I'm also going to bring in a nickel type guy to compete with Diamador Lenore for a nickel spot. All right. Like, go earn it. If you earn it, great. All right. And then I'm also going to draft a corner late. So that would be kind of how I address the cornerback position. I don't think I would just go be like, all right, I got to go get a starter right now, because, I mean, unless you just feel like, or if everybody feels like, well, Ambry Thomas just can't play defense, then, then if you feel like that, then yeah, you go get a guy to replace him. But, I want to see what strides Ambry Thomas makes.
No, I'm with you on that. I don't like going into this draft months ago. I think a lot of us were on like, oh, we need to get a corner second round. And we felt like that last year with Verrett. Like, we need to get a corner right away. I remember when we were at 12, I was looking at JC Horn, those types of guys. But now that we've seen Ambry Thomas play well, gives me a lot of optimism, and saying that we can wait a little bit. I'm cool with maybe round 3, something like that. Yeah. But and I agree with you. I would like to take a veteran corner, bring him in, maybe the cat out of Denver. But I wanted to ask you about a guy in particular, and his name is slipping me right now. Oh, what? Hold on a second. Hold on, I'm hearing you double in my ears. All right, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, you there? Okay.
Yep.
So the cat out of God, he plays out of the FCS. He's like 6'3". He's a corner. He should be a late round pick, but he was like the best corner in FCS for like 2 years in a row. Golly, I'm trying to remember his name.
Yeah, I don't even know. I'd have to look into him.
He's 6'3", big body guy. Golly, man, I wish I could remember his name. Anyways, look into this cat. I want to get your thoughts in particular about him. And if I wasn't on my phone, I could pull him up quickly.
He's a corner, though?
He's a corner, yes.
So here's the thing. And even though I know I just drafted Caleb Evans, typically I'm not big fans of the tall guys at corner, especially like 6'3" guys. My sweet spot for corners is between 5'11" and 6'1". Like, that's kind of my sweet spot. Is it Zion McCollum?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Yes.
Sam Houston State. Okay, he was just at the Senior Bowl.
Okay, what'd you think of him? Did you get any eyes on him? What'd you think?
That's the guy that got pushed down and mushed into the ground by Christian Watson.
Yeah, mushed into the ground by Christian Watson. Nice, perfect.
I saw him there at the Senior Bowl. I didn't see anything that was like, oh, this is a guy I would draft. Like, that never crossed my mind. That's gotcha. I didn't watch all his film. I haven't watched his film, but I know just watch him at Senior Bowl. Because I watched him a little bit because I have a kid that I train that goes to Sam Houston State. My guy Isaiah Downs. So I was like, oh, okay, there's a Sam Houston kid here. So I paid attention a little bit, and I didn't see anything that was like, oh, I gotta have this guy. There were other corners that kind of jumped out to me where I'm like, okay, this is a nice guy. Oh, he got versatility. Guys like Goodrich out of Clemson. He's a guy who could play outside, play inside. They played him a lot in the nickel. But yeah, McCollum, he didn't really.
No, I think McCollum would be like literally a 6th or 7th round, like flyer type guy. You know what I mean? Nothing special, but anyways, yeah, I to be real with you, I haven't gotten huge into prospects yet. Tonight, I'm really starting for the Patreon and whatnot, but there are a few guys that I've got my eyes on. A couple guys that you passed on that I would have liked to seen go in the mock, but it's mock number 1, Croc. You did a good job.
Appreciate you. Thanks, dog.
All right, man. We'll talk later.
All right. Here's a good one. That UTSA corner you were high on, Woolen, right? Again, I don't know how high on him I am. He's 6'4". All right. And the taller you get at the cornerback position, the longer your movements are, and the harder it is to change direction with smaller guys. So my sweet spot for cornerbacks is between 5'11 and 6'1". 5'11, 6'1, 195. Like in that range, like a size. Like that's what I would ideally prefer. Woolen definitely exceeds that, and he's tall. You know, I asked him some questions, and I told him, you know, he should work out with Antonio Cromartie. I made that connection for him. We'll see if he takes Cromartie on that offer. Cromartie was like, hell yeah, anytime he's in Texas, let me know. I'll train with him. So, you know, we'll see. He's a taller guy. He's going to really learn how to play with – I have to learn how to play with anticipation. He's going to test out of this world. At 6'4", they're saying he's going to jump over 4'4". He's going to potentially run into 4.2s. He was the fastest player as far as the miles per hour go that the Zebra people got. Like, I mean, he was a lot of big time athlete, but he's very new to the cornerback position. He was a guy who is a converted receiver. He's only been playing corner for like a year or maybe 2. So we'll see. Big time athlete, tall, real tall. I mean, I had to look up at him. So he's tall. All right, 6'4". I'm 6'1", like a legit 6'1". He's a legit 6'4". He's tall. But yeah, might have to transition to safety. I can see that being the case. But yeah, man, 278 people in here. We've had close to 300. I appreciate everybody that's in here right now. Later on this week, I gotta try to get my guy, the 49er. I told you I'm gonna have on. We weren't able to connect. Just I was traveling. He's been busy, stuff like that. He told me, hey, can you come on Friday? Can I come on Friday? I'm like, damn, man, I'm going to be out of state Friday. So I'm going to try to get him on this week. I got to go to California this week and next week. So Fridays are going to be tough for me if that's the only day he can come on. Hopefully I can get him on at some point during the week. My days are kind of busy with potting and stuff, but we're going to make it happen for y'all. I'm going to get him on. Former 49er, was a part of the Harbaugh era, the Singletary era, 3 championship teams for the 49ers, all that good stuff. So appreciate everybody that's in there, man. Everybody that contributed to the chat. Everybody contributed to the conversation. Kind of heard out some of my thought process. We're going to do this every Monday. Every Monday. All right. Later this week, we'll definitely get into the coaching situation with the 49ers. Anthony Lynn, my interaction with Anthony Lynn, being on the Jets with him, he was a running back coach. How does he help Trey Lance? How does he help the 49ers? How does he help Kyle Shanahan? Areas I feel like they still should improve. We'll talk about that. Keter Bukowski, he had some really weird comments about Kyle Shanahan, saying he's not a genius because of the whole Deebo Samuel, how you utilize him. We'll get into that later in this week. But y'all know what to do, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow morning. Same time, same place. Let's get it. Peace!
Intercepted. It is picked off by Eric Crocker. Over midfield, he'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Croc Talk TV podcast. Peace.